Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning, it's Thursday. How are you guys? Sorry, I'm not doing earbuds today, so if it sounds crazy, let me know. But they're so uncomfortable. Am I the only one who feels that way? Like, it just drives me nuts, and I can't keep my hands out of my ears. I just want to shut up. Well, good morning, it's Thursday, and no chairs yesterday. Go figure, Jeff Snyder was wrong about something. And not just Jeff Snyder. There were several people who were talking about that rumor. We had to check. But it did come from Snyder, who says I'm a total loser. It's fine. I'm good with being a loser. How are you guys? Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified when I'm back with even more nerdy nonsense. We are at almost 8,000 subscribers, almost. Like, we just hit 7,000 2 days ago. We're almost at 8,000. We are still only 100 hours away. 100 hours away from the big giveaway, which is, of course, if you're new and you somehow didn't catch me talking about this in the last couple of months, we're doing a huge giveaway. Once we get to 3,000 watch hours, a lucky subscriber will be randomly selected from the subscriber list to receive a custom designed comics and hoodie and, courtesy of CHRIS Productions, a $50 gift card to Amazon. Just think of the items you could buy with that. Which, by the way, if you're looking for Amazon items, definitely check out my Amazon page, just under Comics and, I think. I don't know. I've got links. Here, I'll put one up. Let me just get it really quick. How about that? And you can follow me there. You can totally follow me there. So I will throw up here the Amazon reading list that I started. I am going to do more lists. You let me know what lists you would be interested in me compiling on Amazon. So this link, of course, is in the description below. You go to this, you'll find my Amazon page and my reading recommendations. So you can use that Amazon gift card if you win it to get you some good reading material. How about that? But we got to get 100 more watch hours. We're only 100 away. Crazy, right? It's crazy. I'm so excited. But before we go any further, let's tell everyone good morning. It's Thursday after all. I mean, we say good morning every morning, but I'm saying good morning on a Thursday, so somehow that makes it different. I've decided. Good morning, Penny! Good morning to the hardest working YouTube subscriber in the YouTube universe, Miss Benny. Kiss them grandbabies when you see them for me. Buenos dias, Fernando! Good morning, Maria! I can hear myself and it's super weird because I don't have the earbuds in. Good morning, Marvel. Is it Irma? Did I just call you Marvel Star? Good morning, Marvel Star. Good morning, Patricia. And good morning, Nerdling First Class Kino and contributing producer Kino. Good morning, Jaden. Good morning, everyone. My goodness. So many in the chat already. So, StreamYard changed a couple things. And they're actually in like a good way. It's super handy. I feel really bad because I was supposed to do this like live. It did not fade in and out. Can we try that again? To see if it'll work? I just want to see if it'll work. I think it's working. One more time until it fades out. Anyway, I was supposed to have a live face-to-face with them. They were going to ask me like my thoughts on StreamYard. I've done it before, but I totally spaced. And our live stream ran long and I missed it and I felt really bad. Like, so I emailed him back because they're like, "Where are you? We're in the meeting." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I had an emergency that was unavoidable," which was you guys were the emergency because I love you so much. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. The music was overpowering my voice. I had it turned down so low. That's so weird. I will have to have a talk with him about that. All right. Okay, guys, let's dive in. There's only a couple things. Like, seriously, this has been a really slow news week. And I think a lot of that has to do with D23 starts tomorrow, which is where I think we're going to get our Avengers announcements and stuff, is this weekend during D23. And we'll discuss it here momentarily and tomorrow and probably Monday. So let's get in. Let's see what headlines we can find. There's only a couple that I have saved, but this just popped up when I was heading over to the bookmarks. I have not watched War of the Worlds on Amazon because, well, I turned it on for like 2 seconds and it was in the same format as this other movie I tried to watch a few years ago. The salon was still open and I had it on in the salon. And it was like all from the perspective of social media. Like, you're able to see the person looking at their phone, like through the phone, and it was just all from the perspective of social media and stuff and phone calls. And it was just annoying to watch. And when I turned on War of the Worlds, it looked to be, pretty much the same concept. I was like, I have zero interest in that. Nope. I don't want to watch that. And it seems that instinct was pretty dead on because it's been now considered one of the worst movies ever made. Screen Time here is saying that War of the Worlds producer says they didn't intentionally put any Amazon product placement in the movie. Amazon didn't see it until it was all the way done. Except all of this in the movie. Wow. I'm so glad I didn't watch it. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Backyard TARDIS. And you watched it? Yeah, I've heard even Gail Simone, who's just, she's pretty much positive about everything. Comic book writer Gail Simone said, I love War of the Worlds. Watches War of the Worlds on Amazon. I hate War of the Worlds. Yeah. Anytime it's, from the perspective of someone looking at their computer or their phone the entire time, like, that's just, what? Did you think you would pull in the TikTok generation with that? It has to be 5 seconds long. If you're trying to pull in the TikTok generation, it's got to be 5 seconds total. Like, they have no attention span. But anyway, let's move on to the things I saved for you guys this morning and last night. So let's check out, because it is Peacemaker Day. Happy Peacemaker Day to all who celebrate. We have a new trailer for tonight's episode. Let's check it out together. Jaden says, I would watch Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. Yeah, I'd watch that before I'd watch friggin' War of the Worlds from my phone. Anyway, let's check out this trailer for Peacemaker episode 2, season 2. Again, this is not my content. I just want to review the new trailer, maybe add some commentary to it. You'll be able to see and hear me the whole time. I'm going to adjust the volume. Okay, we're good. All the way back, and away we go.
I didn't mean to.
Mean to what?
Oh, yeah.
Kill him.
You killed your own self from a parallel dimension?
Is it considered suicide when that happens?
Cool.
Like,
helmet.
the face.
This parallel world. It's almost exactly like ours.
Yeah.
But it's better.
I really, really love that they've included his brother. And that David Denman is playing him. So I really love this. And of course, he is a brand new character. A completely brand new superhero in the top
My
trio.
brother, my dad. We fight crime together.
Aww.
I really missed you. You don't kind of miss me, man. I'm right here. And me and Harcourt were like in love.
I bet there's another me in there somewhere.
But she's with like Rick Flag. I am willing to bet that the jarhead she's with is Rick Flag Jr.
What do you think?
I don't know, Adrian.
I find a dimensional rift.
Peacemaker.
I wonder if there's no other vigilantes.
Whoa, where we need to go.
Hey guys.
Who's the nerd? That is Adrian Chase. That motherfucker looked like he caught all the Pokemon. You know what I'm saying?
Call Bell Reef Prison. I'm
was that
coming to meet a
poster?
prisoner.
Or that billboard. What was that billboard? Was it for the Crabjoys, the Mighty Crabjoys? It is. It's the Mighty Crabjoys, 1067 Evergreen Rocks.
Call Bell Reef Prison. I'm coming to meet a prisoner.
Uh-oh.
Amelia, he's your one shot getting back in the good graces of Argus. You have to bring us Peacemaker.
He's going to meet a prisoner in Belle Reef. Who do we think he's going to meet? Is it Deadshot? Or, I mean, Bloodsport? King Shark. I wonder if it's Bloodsport and we get Idris Elba because he said, I'm actively working. Or Harley Quinn. What would be the odds?
I'm coming to meet a prisoner. Amelia, he's your one shot getting back in the good graces of Argus. You have to bring us Peacemaker.
Just tell me the truth. Did I mean anything at all to you?
No, I got drunk.
I'm not sure redemption is possible here. I'll be the good man there. But I was never able to be here.
We gotta help Chris. He's one of us.
So he's
Gonna let-
basically wanting to just abscond to this other world so he doesn't have to deal with his problems in this one.
Street kid.
We're gonna get Chris back.
I like the premise. So far, I'm definitely down for it. What do you guys think so far? Season 2, Peacemaker. Tell me in the chat below. Kino definitely thinks it's Harley Quinn. I think it's going to be Bloodsport. That's what I think. Or they could really, really throw a wrench into it and it be, Deadshot. Will Smith. That would be really funny. Or Weasel. Or Calendar Man. I really liked it. I'm really looking forward to tonight's episode. Really looking forward to it. I mean, come on, look at this face. Where's it at? I'm so bad at this. Is it here? There it is. That look on his face. Oh my God. Seriously, John Cena is the best wrestler turned actor. He's absolutely killing it. He did some acting this season. I'm impressed. I'm super impressed. But if you guys have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the new trailer for season 2 of Peacemaker, leave it in the comments below. We're gonna move on. Also, It is Jack Kirby's birthday. The creator of some of the most iconic Marvel characters. Today is his birthday. Good morning, Travis! Good morning, sir. Our Marvel genius is back. Travis. Jack Kirby says, if you look at my characters, you will find me. No matter what kind of character you create or assume, a little of yourself must remain there. None so more than The Thing. I mean, didn't he say that The Thing felt more autobiographical than any of them? I once tried to do Kirby Crackle eye makeup for the Wonder Man video. It didn't quite turn out how I imagined it in my head. So, anywho, good morning, Weed the People TV. It could be a member from Creature Commandos. Be cool to see the bride, wouldn't it? Travis says, I speculate Rick Flag Jr. is alive in the other universe, getting a goodbye with his dad from the main universe. Or he's evil, tries to kill Chris, so Flag has to kill his own son. That's genius. So good. I was already speculating that Junior's in it and that he's the jarhead that other Harcourt is dating. Makes sense. He'd be the evil one if it's like a mirror universe. It's genius. You're really good at this. You're like, we should trade places. You're really good at this. Anyway, let's move on. He's so good at this. You missed it yesterday. He was just lighting up the screen. He's really good at this. Even Loki was like, dude, you should work at Marvel. All right, guys. We've got a new look at Gen V Season 2, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, September 17th. It's 10 days after my birthday, 3 days before Dave's. Anywho, here's our new looks. And this one, she's my favorite. I love her. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I can't remember their names because it's been a couple of days, years. Couple of days. Oh my God. It's been a couple of years since I watched it. I may do a rewatch, but I listen. Maybe I'm just old or whatever, but it just gets so effing graphic. I've talked about this before. Like the constant let's shock you with a penis. It's just like, okay, the first couple of times was kind of funny. You got me. But the next 12 to 30 just got like, okay, we get it. You like penises. What the hell? The gag is old and overdone. And it's just, I feel like it's just shock value at this point. The boys and especially Gen V just became all about what they can get away with. And it's like, oh my God. I'm gonna rewatch it and more penis. I just can't. So I haven't watched it since it first came out. But the fact that I can't remember names, probably an indication I need to rewatch it. Is Vanessa Kirby and Jack Kirby related? No. Nope. But, you know, pleasant little coincidence that she plays one of his creations. Yeah. So there's this picture. And then this picture. And then this picture. It's Golden Boy's brother and the Deep. I do remember the Deep, but he's from the boys. He's showing up. Him and Starlight, I believe, are in season 2 of Gen V. So those are your first looks at Gen V season 2. Is her name Marie? Is that it? I don't remember. Again, all I remember is her being very tiny, wrapped around a dong. A giant, giant prosthetic dong. Like, we get it. We get it! All right, anyway, that comes out September 17th for all you boys and Gen V fans. So if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about that, leave it in the chat. We're going to move on to our first looks at Percy Jackson and blah, 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 blah. Words are hard. Get it together. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 2. I liked Season 1. I have read the books. My kids were reading them. Like, oh, Greek myths into actual fiction? I'll check that out. Like Harry Potter with Greek mythology? Sure. So I read it with my kids many moons ago. And I dug them. Dug the movies. And I dug Season 1, which featured St. Louis, Missouri. So, hot dog. I think this kid, Scoble, he's a great actor. He really is. Definitely loved him in the Adam Project. But this looks pretty good. Looking forward to it. Any fans of Percy Jackson in the chat? Any fans? I told you, it's a slow news week. It's a slow news week. There's really not much going on right now. So we've already talked about big stars, big DCEU people supposedly showing up in Peacemaker Season 2 towards the end. We shall see. Travis says, my mom thought it was called Michael Jackson in the Olympics. Oh, bless her. That's adorable. Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride has been rated R for strong, bloody, violent content, sexual content, nudity, and language. Wow. So basically, they've just covered everything. They just covered absolutely everything in this, super rated R for all the things. Yes, Daphne Keene is in Percy Jackson Season 2. She's Artemis, I believe. It reminds me of that Billy Eichner meme. Like Zeus, god of thunder, Hades, god of the underworld, Artemis. I'm running through the streets of Greece with a pack of wild lesbians. Love it. Hilarious. So it's Nosferatu again, says Loki. Good morning, Loki. This one's done by Maggie Gyllenhaal and not Robert Eggers, so possibly. We're doing a Frankenstein like Nosferatu. I don't know. I think I'm in what's the word I'm looking for? I'm in the minority. I wasn't that blown away with Nosferatu. I really wasn't. I thought it was different. Some of it was acted well, but I don't know. Just didn't speak to me, I guess. And I just don't think Lily Rose Depp is that impressive of an actress. Loki, I meant in terms of pointless love scenes with humans and monsters. Yeah, that's but here's the thing. As a vampire author and somewhat of an expert on the subject, since I did a lot of research before I wrote my poor little pitiful, not that great book. There's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Sexual underpinning with vampires. It's a lot of metaphor for that. So that, honestly, you kind of have to have some kind of sexual something in a vampire story, since that's what it really is about on some level. I like how Anne Rice did it, though, with the sex being the actual biting, that they can't do that physical act anymore. For them, it's all in the bloodlust. But in Nosferatu, it just seemed, I don't know, weird. I don't know how to put it, like, weird. Exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it was like, your dad can't watch that movie, Lily Rose Depp. How can he watch that movie? I'm going to a different direction with it. Good morning, Iggy. Hunter Iggy, good morning. I didn't know she was in Kevin Smith films. I haven't really watched Kevin Smith films maybe since Clerks 2. I just feel like he wasn't really growing as a director. Or maybe he did, and I just didn't, that direction didn't resonate with me. I don't know. Maybe I grew as a person, and, you know, that new person didn't really resonate with Kevin Smith films. I don't know. All I know is that I don't know nothing. All right, guys. So before we get into Marvel stuff, I know, are you getting motion sick from me scrolling through here? So James Gunn, let's see what it, pull up this video here so I can have a better look at it. Oh, it's entirely in Espanol, and I speak like 5 words. Anyway, so James Gunn was asked, and I thought I had the actual, it was on Threads. So James Gunn was asked on Threads if Chris Pratt would be Batman. And he said, Batman, no. As something else, yes. So Chris Pratt is joining the DCU, which is crazy because he's still under contract for the MCU. Is Chris Pratt a big enough star? I mean, he is married into the Schwarzenegger family, so, but is he a big enough star? Does he have enough power and clout to be able to have Disney be okay with him in the DCU at the same time? Yoga hosers and Tusk. Okay. No, he would, I wouldn't want to see him as Batman. I don't know if he could pull that off. He might surprise us all and be an amazing Batman, but he's not Batman. That's something that James Gunn has been clear on, that he's not Batman. I need to stop touching my hair. I believe it's Brandon Skolner. I firmly believe that. According to James Gunn, who set these parameters for how he wanted to cast Superman and Batman, Chris Pratt doesn't fit into that category. He's too old. He wanted someone in their early to mid 30s ish. That area is what he wanted for Batman and Superman. He wanted them to be roughly the same age, with Batman maybe being just a little bit older. So Chris Pratt wouldn't fit that criteria. Brandon Skolner would, but not Chris Pratt. And he doesn't want like a big A-lister, which is what Chris Pratt is now. David Cornswet was not an A-lister. He was not a household name. He is now, thanks to Superman. So putting a big A-list household name in the Batman role wouldn't make sense at all, since this is how we're already casting. Brandon Skolner fits all of those criteria. So Travis says, at his age, I could see Pratt as Commissioner Gordon. That's a possibility. That's a good one. Hunter says, I see Chris Pratt as Booster Gold or Catman. Do you mean Wildcat? Like Wildcat? Ted Grant? See, a lot of people see him as Booster Gold, and he would be a perfect Booster Gold because the personality you would need for Booster Gold is basically Star-Lord. Star-Lord's kind of a self-unaware, try-hard douche, you know, and that is Booster Gold. That's Booster. However, Chris Pratt's too old for that. I mean, is he? Maybe. Because MJ Carter, he is this failed football star. You know, he went to Gotham U. He had this full scholarship. He was amazing. They called him Booster. He was like a huge college football star. And then he screwed up his knee and, you know, had to give up his whole career. And now he's working as a janitor at the Legion of Superheroes Museum. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how old he wants to make MJ. We shall see. But I actually kind of believe that it's Kumail Nanjiani who's playing Booster Gold. There's just a lot of things that are connecting. I mean, we can look it up again really quick. I always have it right here, ready to go. I wish I could afford to pay the $60 a month to get more information. But at least it shows you what is in production. Whether or not it's, you know, got the full list. Okay, so it was updated a month ago. It's still saying that it's going to start shooting in about, let's see, about 3 or 4 days. It says it's supposed to start shooting September 1st. It still doesn't have the cast listed anywhere. So I think we're going to find out probably the end of Peacemaker. I think that might be one of the big surprise cameos. The end of Peacemaker might be Kumail as Booster Gold. I mean, think about it. Booster Gold and Peacemaker would be absolutely hilarious together. It would be hilarious. And I just looked up Nova, which now it's saying Nova's going to start filming this December, and it still has Xolo Maridueña, Tanner Gilman, Glenn Close, John C. Reilly, and Henry Cavill rumored. Henry Cavill rumored on the cast list for Nova. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Good morning, Noel. Travis says, looking at the announced first phase, it would be interesting to see him out of his element, perhaps as Slade Wilson in the Teen Titans movie. Oh my God, you are a master Marvel chef. You are so good at this. That would be crazy. That would be crazy good. That would be crazy good. I'm serious. My nose itches. Sorry. I'm human. Okay. That would be crazy. What about, I'm trying to think. Condiment Man. Listen, I'm just desperate to see Condiment Man in live action. Just desperate. Or Captain Atom. That would be outside of his comfort zone. That would make him stretch a bit. Captain Atom. Or he could be Oliver Queen. He could be Green Arrow. The possibilities are endless. D23 Destination Showcase starts tomorrow. Condiment King, you fake fan. Listen, it's kind of like an ongoing inside joke with me and Condiment King. Okay. 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 Good morning, Logan. He says if we did get John Majors back as Kang as the main big bad for the multiverse saga, I would be so happy. Louis Tan is Slade. Fernando, I think Sadie's playing teenage Mayday Parker. That would be really cool. And I think that would be like one of their best ideas, but I think she's going to be Black Cat. Louis Tan, man, that would be really good, honestly. Just no more Joe Manganiello. No more Joe Manganiello. You're kidding. Kino says Condiment King. Okay, it's Condiment King. We say Condiment King. Is reserved for Bruce Campbell and only Bruce Campbell. Pizza Papa always gets paid. Backyard Charter says live action Condiment King would be cool if they do it right, but the chances of that are slim. I know, but listen, James Gunn loves his crazy little obscure characters like Polka Dot Man, Mixelplexit, Batmite. I mean, the chances are better, I think better than if anyone else, was running the DCU. And Bruce Campbell would be amazing as Condiment King. I'm down. Let's do it. Even as a joke. I mean, really, that's the only way you could bring in Condiment King is if you made it a total joke. Entirely. So I'm all for it. Let's get some Condiment King. I just love him. I mean, the idea of a villain is shooting ketchup and mustard. That's just so Silver Age. I'm down. All right, guys, let's move on to our Marvel stuff. We got a couple of things. Charles Murphy has an article he's just put out saying he's connecting the imaginary dots. A second Avengers film will hit theaters in 2027. Good morning, nerdling deranged lunatic. Just wondered where you were. Azure Angel as Nightwing? That's not a bad call. Travis says Bruce Campbell became the Condiment King in Doctor Strange 2. That's why I said that. Pizza Papa always gets paid. That's great. Okay, so here we have this article from Charles Murphy. Charles Murphy says in this article he posits that Blade could be that movie in 2027. Now, they have said they've got a good script now. So we'll see what happens. But Charles Murphy says if Marvel Studios is intent on putting a film in theaters in July 2027, they sure haven't given any indication that it will be a property of which the public is not already aware. As of now, the hiring of new writers and directors has not been made public, and no new production companies that aren't already believed to be accounted for have been made. That would mean that the film would be something that's been in development for a few years, and that would, of course, bring to mind Blade. Though a series of unfortunate events has befallen the film, that's one way to put it, most recently resulting in it being removed from the studio's 2025 slate, a recent update from Kevin Feige made it sound as though Blade was headed in a positive direction and would eventually make its way to theaters. With a script that's been in the works for years and at least a partial cast, Blade is precisely the type of project that the studio could pull together in a short amount of time, assuming they find a director willing to give it a run. It's also the type of film they could produce on a relatively low budget, allowing them to get a dub at the box office while spinning a yarn that won't detract pardon me, that won't detract from, but could possibly add to the overarching multiverse saga plot, similar to Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, both of which released between Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, while also telling a standalone tale. And then there's the other option, Marvel Studios making good on its insane plan to roll out 2 Avengers films in a calendar year. After rolling out an Avengers film every 3 years before dropping Infinity War and Endgame 1 year apart, the studio has used the first 5 years of the multiverse saga to spin a whole lot of disparate tales and introduce a whole lot of new characters, only to never follow up on very many of them. That's left a bad taste in the collective maw of fandom, as heroes such as Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk have been, to date, one and dones. And now, as the Marvel multiverse saga finds itself accelerating to its end, it becomes increasingly difficult to imagine incorporating them all into the cast alongside the stars announced as part of the cast of Avengers Doomsday. However, releasing a third Avengers film in theaters in July 2027 between Doomsday and Secret Wars might provide the narrative runway to make it possible. And then there's this. Verily, I love how he talks. Verily, Disney's new approach has shorted Marvel, but a secret third Avengers film would ensure that the studio would own the box office for 12 months. Whether it's Avengers Time Runs Out, Avengers Battle World, Avengers Everything Dies, or Avengers Illuminati. An Illuminati project was 100% in development at the studio at one point in time. A bridge spanning Doomsday and Secret Wars is a fascinating and cash-rich opportunity for Marvel. Logistically, it's a legitimate possibility that work has been being done on these films, even under different names, for at least 3 years. Ideas can be cut and pasted, altered under the purview of the new creative team. Typically, principal photography on a Marvel Studios film lasts 3 to 4 months. Doomsday is already in its 5th month. Secret Wars was originally set to film back to back before a year's worth of space was added. But who is to say that between now and September 2026, cameras aren't continually rolling? Given there's no shortage of exciting potential storytelling opportunities, including characters old, Steve Rogers, and new, the potential for a third Avengers film in the multiverse saga cannot be dismissed out on hand. The studio put a significant amount of time and resources into multiple projects that no longer have a place in the saga. However, that leaves them with a chunk of material from which to draw the skeleton of a third film, which fits nicely into the continuity of the saga. And of course, they could just bail on the date. So what do you guys think? Do you think Charles is on to something? Do you think it's going to be Blade, Time Runs Out, Illuminati? What is this third film? Will they just skip it all together? What do you guys think? Let's see. Loki says Star Wars Starfighter has started shooting. They posted a black and white picture. Did they? I will find that. Travis says an odd pick, but having directed Mahershala in Moonlight, I think Barry Jenkins would be an excellent job for the movie, just based on how he makes his movies look. Nice call. Listen. At this point, I will trust you implicitly. Either as a special or even a movie, I think an adaptation of Deadpool's Secret Wars could be fun. In order for the universe to survive, Deadpool has to make sure that Doomsday doesn't bomb. I have been of the mind that they need to go the supernatural route. They've done the ground level. They've done space. Okay. All that's been done. They need to go the supernatural route. That means Midnight Suns, Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Elsa Bloodstone, Doctor Strange. We need Midnight Suns. I really, really believe that dark supernatural course is the next way to go for Marvel. Marvel Star says, Wanda! Yes, Wanda will be back. She's coming back. Backyard Tardis says, I have a feeling Marvel is at Lucasfilm status, and it will be the movie that actually makes it to production. Travis says, Blade appearing in the Punisher special would be fantastic. That would be a very smart move. He honestly should have showed up in Moon Knight. I really believe he should have showed up in Moon Knight. But I really feel like that is the route that Marvel needs to go. They need to quit dicking around with it and just get on to building up those Midnight Suns. They should have, as soon as Endgame was over, that should have been the next move. WandaVision introduced it, then they should have introduced Mephisto, and then Moon Knight, Blade, and then do a Midnight Suns film. Think about it. That first phase, introducing the Avengers, right? We did them separately, culminating into the Avengers film, okay? And then we introduced the Guardians of the Galaxy and started doing things in space. And then we did Endgame, okay? This is what we needed to do. We needed something completely different. Those main cast members were gone. They were done, either dead or moved on, different timelines, what have you. We needed to move in a different direction instead of just beating the same thing to death. It was like they were just throwing shit at the wall for a couple of phases and literally nothing stuck. I just really think that's the direction they should have gone. And there's still time. Yeah, they can still do that. Let's start doing this supernatural end because it hasn't been done yet. They have not done it yet. Instead of just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting new fantastic results. Like, you're not going to be able to recreate Beatles Mania. It's been done. It's already been done. You need a new thing. Supernatural end of it. Just saying. Definitely. He's part of that. Ghost Rider, man. Deranged Lunatic. So you're saying somebody needs to tell Marvel Studios to quit dicking around. Yes. Yes. Marvel Studios. Quit dicking around. So there's that. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about it, leave it in the chat below. All right. Let's talk about what's going to go on at D23. So I've got this article here from the Direct saying Disney confirms next Marvel and Star Wars announcement showcase for 2025. Disney's bringing out the big guns for those in attendance at Destination D23 2025, which kicks off tomorrow. So, where did the rumor come from? I'm Captain Kirk in it. Shatner. Where did the rumor come from that we were going to get another chairs announcement yesterday? I wonder where that came from. Jeff Snyder. Start of Jeff Snyder. The same guy who was saying that it was RDJ and Ryan Reynolds in the big fight. Like John Rocca said that he was told there was a fight, but he didn't say anything about who the fight was between. Snyder's like, oh, it's RDJ and Ryan Reynolds. Believable, okay? I mean, I can see that happening. But then TMZ comes out and says, no, it's total bullshit. They've never even met in person. You've got to laugh at the idea that TMZ is coming out saying you're full of shit. TMZ of all people. Oh, it's so funny. But if you think about it, it makes more sense for them to announce things at D23 this weekend. So, but we did our part. We hung out yesterday and kept refreshing to see if anything dropped, and nothing did. So it's just, yet again, SNEIDER was just totally making it up. And he's admitted that's what he does publicly. So Travis says, have the Midnight Suns go up to Mephisto and reveal that when Ironheart made a deal with the devil by name, she sold Tony's soul to him by accident. Ah, that would be funny. Deranged Lunatic, I could see those two get into like a slap fight because neither one of them is that masculine to me. Really? Really? So, anyway. In those glass houses, TMZ. Exactly. That's funny. It's so funny to me. Like TMZ's like, nope. You're a liar. You're making up stupid things. That's our territory. Oh, man. So anyway, it does make a lot of sense, or more sense, that Marvel would use its own event, its own platform to announce its things. So what we have here, let me pop this real quick. There we go. So we've got Sean Levy's Starfighter. I'm going to save this. We're going to check it out here in a second. Thank you, Kino. Okay, so Disney just confirmed when fans can expect the studio's next Marvel and Star Wars announcement showcase for 2025, coming off of San Diego Comic-Con, where the House of Mouse's two most prominent brands were relatively quiet. Audiences are itching for a good bout of announcements from the Hollywood mega franchises, especially as big name titles like Avengers Doomsday and The Mandalorian and Grogu loom on the horizon. Luckily, it seems as though the Disney faithful will not be waiting long for more news from Marvel and Star Wars, as the Hollywood giant confirmed it will be bringing its biggest and best to the upcoming Destination D23 event. What will the show off at this new announcement showcase remains to be seen. But given what is coming over the next year or so, fans can likely expect some major headlines from this year's event. As part of its recently released Destination D23 2025 schedule, Disney confirmed the next Marvel and Star Wars announcement showcase, which will take place in a matter of weeks. On Saturday, August 30th, Disney will roll out the red carpet for its next and brightest for its Destination D23 Walt Disney Studios Showcase. The live announcement event, which runs from 9:15 to 10:30 a.m., will include an exclusive look at the movies fans love. An exclusive look at movies fans love and a glimpse into what to look forward to from Disney's film studios. This is assumed to include news from both Star Wars and Marvel, seeing as the event description contains specific mention of Disney Film Studios. Both Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios fall under Disney's Film Studios umbrella, with titles from each being some of Disney's biggest projects coming in the next year. Destination D23 is a biannual off-year fan expo that occurs in years when the marquee D23 event is not planned. Okay. This year's expo will once again be held at Walt Disney World, but has been significantly expanded, moving to the larger Coronado Springs Convention Center event space. Typically, the Destination D23 event focuses on smaller, more niche topics, with very few earth-shaking announcements coming from the convention. Destination D23 2025 runs from August 29th to the 31st. So, next year, we're getting Mandalorian and Grogu, Avengers Doomsday. So chances are that's where we're going to have our announcements. It makes sense. Travis says, in the newer expanded universe before The Force Awakens, Han managed a starfighter championship called the Five Sabers. Having Gosling play an adult pilot mentored by Han would be fun. Who is this kid? This kid is brilliant. Star Wars and Marvel? Why don't you have a YouTube channel? That's incredible. What am I even doing here? Marvel says, wait, when it start? The event tomorrow or Sunday? It starts tomorrow. The event starts tomorrow, but it goes on through the 31st. So I believe the big announcements for Marvel and Star Wars will take place on Saturday, day 2. That's usually the big days for that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it makes sense. The announcements would be this weekend. Like maybe someone slipped Jeff Snyder the wrong date just to screw with him. Have I ever been to these before? No, I don't ever get to go anywhere because I'm poor and I have trouble getting around and no one ever invites me anywhere. No, I've never been to one. I'd love to go. I'd love to. I do have to go to Oklahoma City next month somehow. I mean, I may not get to go. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have to get a new leg and I go to Oklahoma City, which is about an 8-hour drive for us. And just kind of struggling, you know, because we are a family. We are a small farm and we still have kids at home. So, but definitely be prepared for the channel to be not uploading stuff for that week, September 23rd, that week, because I'm supposed to be in Oklahoma City. So we'll see if it happens. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can pull the funds together and get everything here handled so I can get there. But anywho, there is, where did I put, where is that? That's not it. I'm trying to pull up that window. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to refresh this so I can show you guys the shot from Sean Levy's Starfighter, starring Ryan Gosling, Flynn Gray, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, and Amy Adams. That's an incredible cast list. That is an insane cast list. And here we go. Black and white photo. I love Sean Levy. Ryan Gosling. I think this has got a lot of potential. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to learn more. But tomorrow, we're going to talk about whatever gets announced by the time we go live at D23. Dom Riley, a Star Wars movie is actually filming? Yeah. They'd be stupid not to make this movie. I mean, Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling, Star Wars. Clearly, Sean Levy can handle some Star Wars. Okay? Have you seen The Adam Project? No, I think it's going to be great. I have a lot of trust and faith in Sean Levy. We shall see. There you have it. But Mia Goth, yep. Mia Goth from X. Pearl. Heard Chris Evans wants to be in a Star Wars. Everybody, who wouldn't want to be in a Star Wars movie? I want to be in a Star Wars movie. I've got a lightsaber. It's right there. I don't know if it's charged up. We can give it a go. Probably not charged up because I play with it. No, it's not charged. Anyway, thanks, Patricia. I love it. It's here all the time, like right here, next to Darth Vader. But that's all I got for you guys today. Yeah. If you want to do me a favor, please, and show our algorithm overlords you enjoy what we're doing here by hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and ringing the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. It is the easiest and freest way to help support the channel. It takes like 2 seconds. If you would like to help support the channel in other ways, because it does cost money, thank you. I really appreciate that because I'm not monetized yet, but we're only 100 hours away. So, but if you'd like to help, I appreciate it so much. All you have to do is scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you like. It is a secure website. I promise you it's perfectly safe. But if you're more comfortable with Cash App, I have that too. All of this is in the description below. But not all of them are in the description below on Facebook because Facebook only lets you have 10 links. So if you're on Facebook and you want to see all of the links, just go to my website, comicsand.squarespace.com, which is in the description below. And that'll show you everything we're talking about today. Okay, so you have Buy Me a Coffee, you have Cash App, and you also have the official Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comicsand. You get exclusive content, early access, exclusive chats, including the request line, exclusive merch, and your name goes in the credits of every single Comics and video. And members that are ranking Nerdling First Class and higher become moderators for the channel automatically. So join us. Okay. We have some fun. All right. Patreon.com/comicsand. There's also a merch store and there's brand new designs up at the merch store. I have new designs for Revival and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So check it out. Okay. Check it out. I'm very proud of them. I love the new designs. And, I've considered like selling feet pics so I can order all the products that have the new designs on it because I love them so much. I'm also an affiliate for several companies like Leash Boss. My dog has a birthday on Tuesday. So obviously he needs presents. Leashboss.com has everything you need for your dog. And I can save you 15% by using that link. Also, Zenny Optical. Okay, I got some new glasses coming in from Zenny. Super appreciate it. It's very thoughtful of them. So if you need glasses, sunglasses, prescription, whatever, use my link, saves you 10%. Also at Cora's Vault for all your superhero collectibles. Go to corasvault.com/comicsand and use code comicsand for 10% off. I also have an affiliate link for TikTok and CapCut. And also, I still don't know what those things do. I need you guys to go to one of those links and tell me what happens, please, because I want to know. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collection of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to appreciate more what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of the Red 5 Network. What do we got in the chat? Do you have faith in the Mando movie? I want to have faith in the Mando movie. I have heard that Pascal has just been like so over and done with all this for years, and that this would be his last film, that he wants to be killed off. But now they're saying that if it does well, then they want to do a trilogy. So, you know, I don't know. After season 3, I was really, 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 really let down, and I'm still mad at them for what they did to my friend. So I don't know. I want to have faith, but who knows? Well, I don't know if they're doing chairs, but I really feel like the announcement is coming Saturday at D23. It would make sense. Like, why would they do it in the middle of the week when they have their own event, like right there? I'm not saying anything about chairs. I don't know if they're going to do the chair thing again, but there's supposed to be a big announcement Saturday. So that's where my money is. That's where my money is. Travis, Ahsoka saved Jabba's son when he was a baby. The idea that she could meet him again and see that baby where others see a criminal, and that being what inspires him to do something good would be nice. This kid needs to be a writer. Like, seriously, what are you doing in my chat? Why haven't you left for Burbank? Just started applying for jobs. Just saying. Yeah, I think there's going to be a tease. I think they're going to give out some more names. There's going to be on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday. It starts D23, Destination D23 starts tomorrow and it lasts through what's tomorrow? Is it 29th? 29, 30, 31. Sunday. I'm retired. I don't know days anymore. But I think there's going to be a tease and they're going to give out names. So that's me. And good morning, sir. Good morning and good night, because we're done now. But I'll be back tomorrow morning. You kids behave, okay? Be back tomorrow morning. We'll talk some D23 stuff. Until then, keep your eyes peeled, because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.